Welcome back to OOTP 21 for another edition of the Seattle Mariners Save. We are about to start spring training of 2021 as we got to the offseason in the last couple episodes. Now, as far as the spring training roster goes, we have 20 open spots. Generally, I like to have maybe a couple top prospects on here, especially if they're obviously like very close to being Major League ready. Or I like to have guys who I know I'm probably going to be calling up and down at some point, so I want to get them time in spring training. So, like, right off the bat, someone like LJ Newsome, who had a really good year in AA last year, barely played in AAA, but ended the year there and will start the year there. So, LJ Newsome, right off the bat. Penn Murphy had a great year in AAA. We want him on there. Domingo Acevedo, we just signed him. He's probably a smart one to add there, but we'll just make sure here. Joey Gerber, for sure, is a guy we want on spring training. Thomas Burrows, who we just picked up from free agency, is a lefty. So yeah, we're going to throw Acevedo, Thomas Burrows in there. Who's this McCoggan guy? I don't remember him from last year, but it seems like he had an okay year, not anything special. Adam Hill. The AI called him up straight to AAA. From high A-ball, where he was not that good. He was good on A-ball, though. But yeah, he wasn't good at all last year. I don't know what the... Whatever. Jack Anderson is a possible one, maybe, to be on the roster. Cal Riley, we definitely want him there, because he would be a third catcher on the spring training roster. I might have Trevino up in spring training as well, depending on what I decide with the rest of these guys. Keegan McGovern, possibly for him. Well, we definitely want Durr, because he's going to be our starting third baseman this year. I'll add him to the Shea Long, you want at second base. We'll add him to the 40-man once spring training comes to an end. Joe Rizzo. I'm not sure. Chavez Young, for sure, needs to be on the spring training roster. Liberato, maybe. Thompson Williams, maybe. Vila, yes, we want him on there. What about the guys we just traded for? So yeah, like Cole Freeman can come up. Yeah, we'll call up Keegan McGovern. Carpio, maybe? And then Carpio, Cortez, and any AA guys we want to take a look at here. Julio Rodriguez, maybe? Yeah, we'll have him play some spring training. Any high A guys or AA guys, like Cesar Hurst Jr., maybe? No, we don't need another middle infielder. Maybe some more pitchers. Juan Then, possibly. Maybe. Florido. No. Patrick Bailey, maybe? Yeah, let's have Patrick Bailey come up in spring training. This Marte guy, not particularly. Who else could we possibly call up here to get some time in spring training? Maybe this Benz guy? I really need another catcher up in spring training, though. In Cannon, possibly? Who we just signed as a minor league free agent? Possibly. We'll think about it. Nick Duran had a great year in high A last year. Really, really good year. Yeah, Nick Duran, we want him on the spring training roster. George Kirby, maybe. Devin Sweet, no, we're gonna keep him there. And then here, I think it's just like maybe Aaron Fletcher is. Yeah, Aaron Fletcher will come up. Jack Anderson, maybe. Why not? Is he a submariner? Wow, I didn't realize he's a submarine guy. So Jack Anderson will come up. What could we maybe use some more of here in spring training? I mean, we could use another first baseman. Joe Rizzo maybe could come up. Like, I mean, Dylan Moore would be an obvious one, but I mean, I doubt he's going to be someone we call up over any of the other options that we have done in AAA. Johan Ramirez, I don't want to call him up to spring training because he has the thing where, like, at the end of spring training, he's just going to want to be on the Major League roster, or on the 40-man roster at least, and I don't want to make room for him there. Yeah, we'll just throw up Thompson, Joe Rizzo, and bada boom. That'll be the spring training roster, and let's just speed through this. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, and then we'll start the regular season. Alright, so some player development updates here for spring training. Josh Green has improved as a relief pitcher. Justin Dunn has improved as a starter. Joe Rizzo has improved. Shed Long dropped his potential contact and his eye ratings. Adam Hill improved. This is AA guy. Teodosio improved. Brian Perez improved. Alrighty. There's one thing I'm noticing already through this sim is that we are just having a lot of stolen base guys. It's pretty much Kelenic and Malik Smith constantly popping up on these stolen base leaderboards. As we're just simming through here, 12 and 16. Through spring training so far, generating MLB season predictions. Generally, I don't put too much stock in spring training stats, but they're okay to look at. Generally, I don't really care about them. Like, we'll go and look at batting stats, spring training, and just see right now it's sorted by ABs. And let's sort by OPS, or highest OPS. So, like, Shed Long had a really good spring. Luis Carpio, but only like 18 ABs, so it doesn't really matter. Kyle Lewis had a really good spring. Cole Freeman had a decent spring. Malik Smith, Julio Rodriguez. Wow, they played Julio Rodriguez 26 ABs in 25 games, so probably a lot of pinch hit opportunities. And he was really good, so that's encouraging to see from Julio Rodriguez. He's obviously not going to be in the major leagues for us, but still interesting to see. So yeah, this is sorted by ABs now. Jake Fraley got a lot of ABs for some reason and just wasn't any good. Evan White had a struggling spring. Si-Chung Dur, Dragnet is his nickname. Yeah, Dragnet had not a great spring, but we're still going to play him. Vogelbach, really bad. Yeah, that's not good at all. That's really, really, really bad. Not what you like to see there. And where is Kelenic? Am I just, like, missing Kelenic? Or Kelnick, however you say his name. Here we go. Yeah, not a great spring. Got on base. Just didn't really get many hits. Alright, so now let's take a look at the roster and just send down who we want to send down. First things first, we send down the guys who aren't on the 40-mans, like Acevedo to AAA, Jack Anderson to AAA, Burrows to AAA, Duran was in AA, yeah. Duran, however you say his name. Fletcher's in AAA, Joey Gerber's in AAA. Penn Murphy, the Santa Clara Silicon Valley guy in AAA. LJ Newsom in AAA. Patrick Bailey was in, I think we had him in High A. Yeah. Patrick Bailey, High A with the Modesto Nuts. Cal Riley is going to be in AAA. And then we'll just let the AI sort through the guys who they've called. Because when spring training happens, they call up guys to AAA to take the spot that the guys who are on the spring training roster were on. So the AI will eventually, I'll sim a day and they'll send down the guys who were not on AAA before I call those guys up to the spring training roster. Keegan McGovern, AAA. Luis Carpio, AAA. Freeman, AAA. We want to leave him here and we'll find a spot for him on the 40-man. And once we get down to the last guys, Cortez in AAA. Joe Rizzo in AAA. Eric Fila. Okay, so yeah, see, he has a major league contract, so he needs to be on the 40-man. So he's another guy who we're either going to have to DFA or we're going to have to find a spot for him on the 40-man, which is probably going to mean we're going to DFA him, but he should be able to get through because there's going to be a ton of guys on waivers that we will be looking at here in a second. Jake Fraley really has some good ratings. My scout really likes Jake Fraley. So, I mean, like, he could be... The thing is, though, it seems like if I have him up, they would play him over Kyle Lewis, maybe? I don't know. But, like, Julio Rodriguez, we want him in AA. Cervez Young in AAA. Thompson Williams in AAA. Who else did I miss here? Like, Donovan Walton's going to be on the team. He's our backup infielder. Shed Long, obviously. JP Crawford. Domingo Lebo, we would ideally like to keep up. Yeah, one of these guys is, like, maybe Walton, I guess. Just because he's the most obvious candidate to go down to AAA, because Lebo does not have any options. Yeah, we would have to DFA him, which we don't want to do. Or waive him. JP Crawford could go down, but, I mean, do I want him in AAA? Not really. That's the thing. Don't really want him in AAA. Are they really just going to keep putting him at third? Like, am I going to have to force start this guy at third base? That's what it seems like I might have to do, which is not ideal. Alright, so pitchers who I don't want on the team, who do they have just, like, as random? Yeah, so, like, Delaplane is a guy who they think is going to be a right-handed specialist, so, like, even if I keep him up, they're not going to use him much, so he's a guy who, like, right away is an option to go down. So, Delaplane is up here, from the illegitimate state of Israel, down to AAA. Davinsky might be another one, too. So, like, they want to use Austin Adams, Wyatt Mills, who... I mean, I don't blame him. He was very good in AAA, or barely played in AAA, but he did not have a great year. His ratings are very good. My scat's very high on him. And, Scott Cervez, he favors prospects, favors pitching a lot. And he has high value in the scout. He tends to listen to the scout value more than the stats, which is something I generally don't like. But, I mean, we got to deal with it with Cervez. Justin Dunn, ideally I want him in the bigs, because he was in AAA all last year. And he is a good pitcher, but we want to get involved. And the AI, and, like, Cervez thinks he should start for us. Nestor Cortez. Josh Green, Zach Grotz. So, like, Grotz, he's 28. We want Hiriano down in AAA, because, like, like, Wyatt Mills, Gilbo, however you say his name, Altavia, Art Warren. I mean, they'll just figure out, like, who they want up there, depending on who I send down. So it really doesn't matter who I send down, but, like, Eric Swanson we're going to have in AAA. Nestor Cortez we're going to throw down there. Davinsky, possibly. He's 30, so, like, not an ideal AAA candidate guy, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, especially when we have so many solid relievers like we do. I want Dakota Mekkes to get another look in the major leagues because he was really good in the time that he did get in the bigs last year, so I would like him to get more time. We'll have to see if we're able to squeeze him in on the roster, though. Wendelken, we're going to waive DFA Wendelken and see if he gets through. He should be able to get through. Zach Grotz, we're going to send him down to AAA. Who else could we... Yeah, we still need to send down quite a bit. What about the lineups here? Yeah. So it looks like I'm going to have to... Well, first of all, okay, we did just make a spot for him, so put him on the 40-man, and then I want to set game strategy for Durr and force him to play at third base. So he is going to be that, and then we're also... What are we doing? Game strategy, we're gonna, like, bench him when his fatigue gets down to, like, I don't know, like 85%. And just to make sure that he doesn't... Because otherwise they'll play him every single day until he either gets hurt or they'll just keep playing him. So I don't want him to play like when he's super, super fatigued. So if his fatigue gets then 85%, then we'll bench him for like a day. Or the AI will automatically bench him and just play somebody else there for that day. And that's the plan with Durr. At third base, we'll just set him to second. Hopefully they keep him there. So like Walton... Leyba would be the backups. Crawford possibly goes down. Probably more so Walton, although I don't really want to. I think Crawford's the guy we have to send down here. So Crawford is going to go down to AAA. We're going to make sure he stays in AAA because he's not a guy we already have locked there. He's in AAA. Who else could we send down here? I mean, Mekis is an obvious one just because he's... I don't tend to pay too much attention to overall potential, but he does have options left. Josh Green, I want him to get some time in the big leagues. Especially since he was a part of that trade at the deadline last year for, what was it, Kendall Graveman. Stapler is obviously going to stay up. Like, I think Davinsky and Josh Green are the guys to go down right now. So Davinsky... Josh Green, are they both locked there? Davinsky is... And so is Josh Green. Who else could we send down to AAA? I mean, Mekis is one that probably is going to go down. Just because Wyatt Mills is such a highly touted guy by our scout. How many options does Wyatt Mills have? He has 2 option years left. Mills has all 3 of them left. Yeah, we're going to send down Mekis, which he's locked down there, right? Yeah, he's locked down there, and that means Wyatt Mills will stay up, and if he does poorly, we'll send him down after like a month or something. Maybe like one more pitcher to send down. First of all, lineups what we have. We got a backup catcher. We got a DH, first base, second base, third base, shortstop. Yeah, one of these outfielders needs to go down, at least one of them. So yeah, like Fila is the obvious one. And I can't just send him straight down, so we're gonna have to... You want the player to be pulled back. Wait, are we not able to... Wait, did I just say no? Ah, damn it. Damn it. Well, I don't think he's going to get claimed, but if he doesn't, then yeah. If he doesn't get claimed, then that's... Or if he does get claimed, that's fine, but ideally he doesn't get claimed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 outfielders in the bigs. I can get away with that, but the thing is we also have 2 backup infielders in Leyba and Walton, because Shed Long will be playing second base. So, like, Malik Smith can play the outfield. He even expects to start. Jake Fraley spent all of last year in AAA. He had an okay year in AAA. My scout thinks very highly of him, and he can play all around the outfield as well. I think we're just going to send down Fraley just because. So Fraley's down in AAA. Smith is our 4th outfielder. Lewis is in left. Kalenics in center. Kelnick. Mitch Haniger's in right. And Malik Smith is our 4th outfielder. And then starting shortstop, Simmons. Backups are Walton and Leyba. Durr at 3rd. Shed Long at 2nd. Evan White at 1st. Vogie's the DH. Nola's the catcher. Murphy is the backup catcher. And that just means we have a couple more relievers to send down here, which is going to be annoying, because I don't know who we want to send down of these guys. I would ideally like to keep all of them. We have too many good pitchers. That's the problem. Too many good pitchers on our roster. I'm also just now realizing that with our current pitchers we have in the big leagues, they think that Justin Dunn and Kikuchi should be starting over Marco Gonzalez, Which, I mean, based on his ratings and how he performed last year, I can't really blame them. And another thing we're going to have to figure out is what of the... Because there's definitely going to be way too many... Because a lot of these guys are going to be sent down once we sim a day, and the guys they called up to replace the guys I had on the spring training roster are going to get sent down. But there's still probably going to be too many guys in AAA, especially with the pitchers. I don't want that to be the case. So... I don't know. We'll have to figure that out here, as they called up this guy straight to AAA. We definitely don't want that. Yeah, we're gonna lock him so we do his promotions and emotions, so we're gonna have him in AA, because that's where we want him. We don't want him going up and down, getting all ruined by the AI emotion and promotion. We could also maybe try to trade somebody off our 40-man. Or just off our team in general. Maybe for some prospects or something. Because generally you can get some trades here at the start of the season. To make room. Sometimes I like to do it in preseason, though. Where if I know I have like a logjam of outfitters or something, I'll try to trade away like a couple of the AAA ones. And just like fill in other needs we could possibly use for depth. But I don't particularly want to trade any of these guys. See, this is my problem. I get attached to way too many, especially relievers. Way too many. Art Warren is a guy who we could send down because he has options. But he is 28, so like ideally you don't want to send him down. But I think we're going to. So Art Warren's going to be a guy who goes to AAA. Wyatt Mills is looking like he might end up being an odd man out just because he has plenty of options to use. I don't want to send down Armenteros, considering how great he was when we called him up in those 22 innings he had. With, or no, the 33 innings he had in Seattle. He was great. He was great in AAA, too. He was great in the majors. He had similar time in both, and he was great on both ways. So I don't want to send him down either. Dunn, ideally I like to keep up. I mean, I could send him down. He has all three of his options left. But I mean, the thing is, he is a guy who we ideally have as like a long-term piece, Justin Dunn. Boston. I didn't know he went to Boston College. Hell yeah, that makes me want him even more. Yeah, so Wyatt Mills, we're gonna send him down to AAA. And we still need to make 2 open spots. Alright, we have to do this. Justin Dunn's like the only one that makes sense to be able to send down. He still has 3 options, so he'll have 2 left once I send him down. Justin Dunn and Armenteros are going to be the ones to go down. This will be Armenteros' last option, but ideally, when he comes back up, he's not going back down. So, Justin Dunn and Armenteros. Justin Dunn. Armenteros, and that is our Major League roster. This will all get sorted out once we sim a day, and then this will all get sorted out as well, but this is the Major League roster that we are going with to start the 2021 season. And bada boom. Let's take a quick look at the waiver wire before we advance. Just because there will be guys in here that are valuable. Thing is, I don't want to claim anybody who I like, because we just spent so much time. I mean, so much time going through all that stuff just to make room on the roster. And I don't want to go claim someone like Fernando Romero here, who could possibly be something really good, but I don't want to go claim him and then just spend another 45 minutes deciding who I want to send down and up. So I think we're just not going to claim anybody here. Like, I mean, Tyron Estrada would be interesting, considering how well how really, really good he was in AAA last year, and he can play all over the place. And we could just send down somebody like Donovan Walton could go down for Tyron Estrada. Yeah, we're just gonna... His label will stay up. Walton ideally is in the big leagues. But I mean, I don't mind him to be Yeah, he still has all his option years left. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to claim Tyron Estrada. And if he gets claimed, we're going to send down Walton and call and put him on the Major League roster. So yeah, let's just sim a day here. Opening day against the Texas Rangers, I think that just was. And we win! Opening day. The Seattle Mariners take Game 1, 7-6 at T-Mobile Park. Tyler Anderson versus Logan Gilbert got the hometown start, or the opening day start. Evan White's first double took the lead. So yeah, Simmons had a hit. Austin Nola went 2 for 4. Kelnick went 1 for 4. Lewis had a hit. Vogie did not. He did have a walk, though. 2 for 4 day for Evan White. Long and Dirt. Are they really starting Long? Did I not just force start him at third? What's the deal? What's the deal? Well, I guess he wasn't on there yet for that day. I think that's what the deal. Yeah, that's what happened. He wasn't the starter at third for that day yet, so they have him there. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's fine. They are swapping him for Walton, even though Walton is a lefty and doesn't make sense to do that, but yeah. Yeah, everything else here is solid. That's what we want. This is what the pitching rotation looks like. Gilbert, Margavicius, Tanaka, Stapler, and Kikuchi. Wow, they even put Stapler in there instead of Gonzalez, which I'm fine with, considering how well Stapler pitched for us in his 8 starts since coming over from Arizona. But, yeah, this is what our roster is looking like here to start the year. Take a look at this opening day game again. Nola and oh wow, Simmons had a homer. That was his hit. Evan White had a double. Kelnick had a double. Nola had a double. 4 1/3 for Gilbert. 8 hits, 5 runs. Not a great start for Logan Gilbert on opening day. Marco Gonzalez had a solid bit of relief. 3 innings. Altavia shut down in 2/3 of an inning, and then Adams got the save, pitching the 9th. And we have claimed Tyron Estrada. Apparently the fan acquisition increased just for getting a player like Tyron Estrada. I'm not really sure why that would be. Apparently he's well known. He's well known nationally. I guess just because he's a Yankee? Is that... I get that's the only reason he could possibly be well known. So Walton down to AAA. Tyron Estrada on the big league. Okay, we need to make room for him on the 40-man. So let's take a look at the AAA. Yeah, we have 21 pitchers in AAA. The roster, the position players are fine, but yeah, AAA pitchers is definitely an issue. We need to get rid of some of these guys. Some of these guys are needing to be traded or possibly spend time in AA. I don't ideally want to put any of these guys in AA. Especially, like, don't I already have a solid... No, we could use some more AA pitchers if we really needed it. If we needed it, but I mean, do we? Is the thing. Quite a bit of position players in AA, but that's fine. They'll figure that out. Plus, not a lot of these guys are even locked in for us. Those are just guys that they have down there. But yeah, we need to do something about this. So, like, right off the bat, they think that Penn Murphy should be a specialist, even though he was just in the rotation last year in AAA and was really good. I don't understand that. Thomas Burrows is a guy who... we're gonna put him in AA. Just because. Just to make room on this roster. Aaron Fletcher's a guy who needs to be in AAA. He spent way too much time in AA. He needs to be in AAA. Jack Anderson, same deal with him. He spent back-to-back years in AA. He needs to be in AAA. Now we could possibly trade one of these guys, like maybe an Eric Swanson. I feel like Eric Swanson could be a guy we could trade. I'm going to try to trade Eric Swanson and just get some, like, minor league depth guys. We're going to shop Eric Swanson here. What could we possibly... I mean, they'll just give us another reliever. Who is this guy? They signed him to out of an independent league the Cardinals did last year, and then they released him like a few days later. And then wait, what? What? Why is he... They signed him to a 3-year deal? And they have him at high A? I mean... the guy's got really good stuff, but I mean... I don't understand. Why did they do any of this stuff with this guy? I mean, he can hit a little bit too, not that I would play him anywhere, but... I don't understand. I mean, we could trade for this guy and then just throw him in Double-A, but the thing is, he's getting... Like, these are all arbitration years, that's the thing, because he has no Major League service time. But... I mean... Oh, no, he does. Well, he has an option that's used. They sent him down so they use his option. Okay. That's just very... like, who is this guy? I've never heard of this guy before. Mike Wisby. I mean, it's not like his stuff is any better than Eric Swanson. He's a little bit younger than Swanson. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense for me to do that. So yeah, Eric Swanson, we're not going to be able to trade him. But, I mean, we just... Hiriano, possibly? Maybe? Shop prospects Hiriano. The same guy. That's all they want to give up. So, what about, like, regulars? What would you give me for regulars? Yeah, see, these are all just going to be guys who would need to be on the... I mean, I could trade up Hiriano straight up for Roberto Ozuna. I mean, what would be the point of that? Just to have him for 1 year? I'm not really interested in doing that. Why is Michael Lorenzen a right fielder? He's a right fielder more than he's a pitcher? Huh. And they have him in AAA. Very interesting. Very interesting. He puts up these numbers for you in 2020, and then they send him down to AAA. Very odd. Graveman, we could trade back for Graveman. Not that I want to do that. But yeah, I mean, none of these guys I want. None of this makes any sense for us with what we're trying to do. So yeah, we're just kind of stuck with having an overloaded AAA pitching staff, which is not... What about Kirby Snead? We'll have him in Double-A. Even though that makes it so we have one lefty in the bullpen. That makes it so there's less guys. We want innings to be spread around. Acevedo, ideally, is in AAA. I mean, wow. His ratings, I mean, I feel like they were better than that when we were looking at them. I don't know. We're gonna send him down to Double-A, I think. No, we're gonna keep... Yeah, no, he's gonna go down to Double-A. And, yeah, that's what we're gonna roll with. 18 pitchers in AAA, they'll figure it out. That'll be fine. Well, you know, it'll be fine. Guys will get hurt anyways, it'll be fine. As we beat Texas again, we're 2-0 to start the season. And let's just keep things cruising along here. We just, wow, 3-0, beat Texas again. Can we sweep Texas to start the season? We can! 8-0. Let's go. What a day. What a day for what a week for the Seattle Mariners. Sweeping the Texas Rangers to start the year. Who pitched this game? Cole Stapler, my man. 5 walks, not great. Really bad, actually. Not what you want to see. Already, we're the #1 team in the power rankings after the first series has been concluded. As we swept the Rangers. These numbers don't mean anything. And let's just look at the waiver wire as we are simming along. Brandon Morrow on waivers again. Who is this Drew Carlton guy? Detroit? Yeah. Nope. We don't need him. Let's just keep things chugging along here. We beat Minnesota. Beat Minnesota again. What is going on? Genuinely, what is going on? All these guys are improving. Carl Edwards dropped, though. I don't understand why Carl Edwards' stuff is dropping. I mean, he had one bad appearance? I don't get it. But yeah, we're 7-0 to start the year, somehow. That's interesting. And these guys all made it. So we want to make sure that... Now we just send another guy right back down to AAA. So Wendelken, we want to make sure that he's in AAA. Tyron Estrada. Oh, I never added Tyron Estrada. That's right, we need to make a room on the 40-man. Feel like goes down to AAA. I forgot about Tyron Estrada this whole time. So, we need to make room on the 40-man for Tyron Estrada. Who is somebody we could take off of the 40-man? A reliever makes the most sense, probably. Like Hiriano. I mean, that's the thing, man. We don't need Hiriano. I don't want to just release him and add this to our player expenses, but at the same time, like, is it really that big of a deal? Like, we're paying him that anyways. It'll open up a spot in AAA. We're gonna do that. We're just gonna add $1 million to our player expenses. We're just gonna, just get off the team. Hiriano opens up a spot. We don't need him in AAA. That opens up another reliever spot for Wendelken, who we just put there. And Tyron Estrada goes into the major leagues. So now we just keep things moving along here. As we want to look at the waiver wire as we're advancing. Somehow 8-0 on the 9-0 on this season. We just beat Kansas City 8-1. Held Nicky Lopez hitless. Look at that, 4 for 5 day from Kelenic. What a performance from the young center fielder. Vogie had a 3-hit day, scored 2 runs. Was that 2 home runs? No, he had a double. Evan White had his 4th home run. He's got 4 homers already? Jesus, he's tearing the cover off the ball through 9 games. This is what we like to see. I mean, I thought we were going to be improved. I mean, obviously this means nothing. This is just like a hot start. Teams get off the hot starts right off the bat immediately. We win again in extra innings. 2-1 over Kansas City. Who hit the walk-off? Look at that. Jared Kelenic drilled a solo home run in the top of the 11th to put the Mariners up. And then who came in for the save? Altavia got the save. I mean, what a day. What a start to the year. Player of the week? Player of the week is Shed Long, who is apparently just, tearing the cover off the ball to start the season. Very good to see. We're still undefeated. Let's see how long we can keep this going here. Another win. We're 11-0. None of these guys matter to me. Can we make it 12? It ends at 11 wins to start the season, and we're 11-1 as we lose 5-3 to the White Sox. Margevicius. I mean, it wasn't his problem. He had 10 Ks through 7 innings. Nick Margevicius. Very good. It was Altavia who blew it, which is uncharacteristic for his season last year. He was really good. But yeah, Altavia blew it. Carl Edwards gets the loss. He was not great either. But yeah, we finally have a loss. We are now 11-1 to start the season. And let's keep things chugging along here. I want to at least get to the end of April and see how we look at the end of the first month of the season. Julio Teheran, not really. Chichi Gonzalez, no. Josh, I mean, this was the guy we were thinking about trading for the deadline last year. We don't need to add another arm to our overclogged arm situation we've got going. As we are just still winning games here. Beat 2 in a row against Boston. And then we lose the Boston in extras. Ronhel Ravello is in waivers. He's an interesting option, but I mean, he's not going to get much playing time is the thing, so we don't particularly need him. Drop the first game to Minnesota, lose the second game to Minnesota, beat Minnesota. Can we even up the series here? We can! 2 games in Minnesota. What's this mail looking like? This is all just... Davey Florido, and out for the season, shoulder inflammation and high A-ball. Who is this guy? Is he... Yeah, he's a real-life international amateur that they got. Player of the Month, Kikuchi. Kikuchi? Wow. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. 6 starts in April. He's got a sub-2 ERA, 1.69. He's got a 3 FIP, 2.72 ERA plus. I mean, that is fantastic to see. The walk rate is so much better. I mean, holy hell. That is such an improvement so far on the year. Keep that up. That's what we just needed. We needed to give him his buddy Tanaka on the team. Tanaka's been solid. This is about what we expect from him. He does this for an entire season. I mean, I'm completely happy with that. He dropped his walk rate. I mean, his strikeout rate's been dropping season by season for years now, so that's not anything to be alarmed about. I mean, that's what we expected. I mean, give us that. Markovicius is still pitching well. Gilbert's been struggling a bit, but I mean, it's early on. He's a young pitcher. Sort of same thing with Cole Stapler. Early on, young pitcher. We're not going to give up on him a month into the season. Austin Adams has been shut down. I mean, you could not be more shut down. He's walking way too many guys, though. Way too many guys. But he is, I mean, Jesus. 14K per 9. He's got, I mean, he's locking people up. Austin Adams is locking people up. Gilbo, however you say this guy's name, he's having a great year so far. Or a great first month, I should be saying. Altavia, Carl Edwards, Marco Gonzalez is having a solid year in the bullpen so far. Justice Sheffield, not so great. He's striking out guys. He's walking too many, giving up way too many home runs. That's his thing. Not good to see. Lefty specialist Tyler Matzik has only gotten 2 innings, but he has been solid in those 2 innings. And then when it comes to the lineups, we got... What am I doing? Go back to the lineups here. Kyle Lewis, very good to see. Off to a decent start on the year. Kelnick, off to a very good start on the year. Very, very, very good to see that he's doing well. Mitch Haniger struggling to start the year, but not so much. But I mean, he'll turn things around. I'm confident in Mitch Haniger. Vogie, okay start to the year. We'll take that, though. Austin Nola, once again, just tearing the cover off the ball. That's very, very good to see. Evan White absolutely smoking the ball. It's a 201 WRC plus the first month of the season. Absolutely absurd. A 635 slugging. He's getting on base essentially half the time he comes up to the plate. Evan White, yes, sir. Bit of some struggles here from our new third baseman. Not striking out a lot, which is, I mean, what you expect from a guy with a 70 avoid K rating. What are his defensive ratings? He's got a positive zone rating, though, so that is good to see. As Shed Long, who was our third baseman when we traded Seager last year, was, where is Shed Long? They're starting Tyron Estrada right now, which is interesting. Not really sure why they're doing that. Shed Long's playing every third game. He should be playing. He should be starting at second base. The thing is, I don't want to force him to play every day at second base, because then it'll make it so the backup doesn't play every third day or whatever. I don't like doing that. But, yeah, I mean, he's walking 16% of the time, 17% of the time, essentially. through 1 month of the season. He's hitting very well. What are his... Yeah, he's just not a good defensive player is his thing. So, I mean, ideally that improves, but I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to. He's, like, not that great in the field, which is troublesome, but not like the end of the world. Tyron Estrada not doing so well in these starts they're giving him for some reason. Domingo Leyba is barely playing whatsoever. So that's an issue. He's out of option years. So what we might end up doing is, I don't want to send this guy down, but like, say he keeps struggling, because I want Leyba to get ABs. He has no options left. We can't send him down, and he's not getting any ABs here for the first month of the season. I don't want to give up on this guy 1 month through his first big league season. People turn things around all the time, but yeah, that's what's going through 1 month. We're 23-1. We're first place in the AL West, having a great season. We just went through all our guys. I mean, Andrelton Simmons is not hitting well either. He's hitting really, really bad, which is not good to see. What's he doing in the field? I mean, that's fine. That's not, like, it's definitely not what you were doing last year, Andrelton, but I mean, I'll take that, I guess. Hopefully he turns things around, because we would like him to be at least a decent hitter. I mean, he was basically a round league average hitter last year. I would very much like to see something more like that this year as a league average hitter. But once again, 1 month of the season, new team, him and Dragnet, still plenty of time to improve. Same with Mitch Haniger. Hopefully they will turn things around. What? They've released guys if you... What the hell? I could have sworn I had him on... What happened there? I could have sworn I had him on override strategy, which I could have sworn makes it so they don't release guys. As we just beat Oakland again, 2 days in a row here. And we beat them again. We can 11-3 in the 15th. What happened? We had an 8-run 15th inning? Jesus. What is going on with the offense here in Seattle? Evan White already has 15 doubles. Vogie hit a home run. What is Evan White doing? He's got 15 doubles and 6 home runs through like a little over a month of the season. The guy is just, I mean, holy hell. He is hitting. That's what he is hitting, folks. Leyba finally got an AB. Give the guy more ABs. Come on. He deserves to get more ABs. The draft pool has been revealed. Let's go rookie draft. Who do they think? I have the 12th overall pick this year, and they think I'm going to take catcher Mark Black. I mean, ideally we don't take a catcher, considering that's what we took last year. Especially a high school catcher who's not even really that good defensively. That's basically what we took last year. So, I mean, ideally, we don't take Mark Black, and we take somebody else. I guess Spencer Torkelson didn't sign last year? Yeah, drafted by the Tigers, first overall, and they failed to sign him, so he returned to college. Wow. Very interesting. Big screw up there from the Tigers. But again, maybe not, because they do... Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they have the 2nd and the 3rd pick this year because they were not able to sign Spencer Torkelson. And then, of course, the mock draft thinks he's going to go 1 pick below their picks, as he probably doesn't want to sign with them again. Maybe Spencer Torkelson will fall to me at 12th. Who knows? I highly doubt it, but you never know what can happen. As we just keep moving things along here. We beat Houston again. We lose to Houston by 1 in extras. And Margevicius is expected to take 2 weeks on his recovery. So he's got a tired arm, recovery time 2 weeks. We definitely don't want to force him through that. Yeah. So injured list, 15-day IL. And let's just take a look at who's pitching well in AAA. So in the starters, Justin Dunn's the obvious one here. I mean, he was the one we sent down that we didn't really want to send down. So yeah, Justin Dunn is going to come up to the big leagues and get some starts here. Justin Dunn back up in the big leagues, the Boston College guy. And let's go back to the waiver wire. Gyro Munoz. Very interesting. Extremely interesting, I would even say, to be honest. I don't like any of this, though. High greed, low leader, loyalty, work ethic, intelligence. That is classic guy that the locker room is going to hate. And I do not generally want to put somebody like that on our roster, but he is a very intriguing player. But he's the same player as Tyron Estrada is the thing, who is struggling very much through 87 plate appearances. And it looks like Cervez is still... Yeah, Cervez is still playing him every day. Even though it should be Shed Long. Shed Long should be the one playing every single day. But they're not. Because, of course, I'm going to force him. I'm going to force him to play. I can't sit back and watch this happen. We're going to do the same thing with him, where it's like 85% bench when fatigue. Has Durr started doing anything more? Oh yeah, look at that. He's getting his WRC Plus up. Very good to see. He's starting to turn things around here. He's walking more than he's striking out. That's always a good sign. Oh yeah, definitely. Simmons, not so much. But Shed Long's at second base now every day. So things are doing what we want. I mean, we love to get in these super long extra innings games. Who had the walk-off? Mitch Haniger for the game-winning hit. Walk-off single. Resilient bunch, Scott Cervez says. But, yeah, I mean, 2 for 5 day, Kelnick, 2 for 6 for Haniger, 2 for 5 for Durr. Wow, 14-5 win? Okay. Nola 3 hits. Durr had 2 hits. He's coming along now. Lewis 2 hits. 1 hits long. Kelnick had 3. Triples for he already has 3 triples on the year. Evan White had a double. Durr had 2 doubles. Long had a double. Very good to see. We're a good team. How about that, huh? Who thought the Seattle Mariners weren't going to be a good baseball team? Not us. Nobody had faith. Nobody had faith in us, but we believed in ourselves. Those are the narrative stories. That's what everybody says, you know. That just, if you're a team that like isn't like the New York Yankees and you have a good season, it's nobody believed in us. You know, we had the best farm system in baseball for the past decade, but nobody believed in us. 20-game save streak, Austin Adams. Nick Margevicius is back from his injury. We're just going to send him down on a rehab assignment just to make sure that he gets geared back up to full strength before we do anything here with him. And let's just get into the month of June. Look at that, Austin Shenton is tearing the ball off in Double-A here. We left him in Double-A again because he had some decent... He barely got any time in Double-A last year, so I wanted to put him in Double-A to start this year while Rizzo came up to Triple-A, and he is, well, he's tearing the cover off the ball. Just won Player of the Week in the Texas League, so that's always good to see. As we are now into June, the development update, Carl Edwards is going down even more. His velocity is dropping. What is going on? He just had a ridiculous season for me, and now he's just all of a sudden, for some reason, walking 9 people per 9 innings. And his velocity is dropping. He doesn't throw hard anymore. Like, what is going on with Carl Edwards? I mean, he's not worth having on the Major League roster at this point. What's going on? I don't like what I'm seeing. I truly don't. What is Durr doing? See, he's back up to about a league average hitter. So yeah, he's starting to turn things around. I'd like to see a bit more slugging from him. His BABIP is very low, so I'd like to see, you know, he's getting extremely unlucky with where he's hitting the ball. But yeah, we're just gonna keep him. Estrada's not doing any. Yeah, we're gonna send down Tyron Estrada. We're gonna waive him. Hope he doesn't get claimed. We're gonna do the same thing with Carl Edwards because he doesn't deserve to be on the team right now, man. And that opens up a spot in the bullpen, who we're going to give it to Nestor Cortez could possibly be an option. He's doing really, really well in AAA. He deserves to be called up at some point. LJ Newsome, maybe. Not really. He's not on the 40-man. Armenteros has been really bad in AAA. I'm not really sure why he's struggling so much, but not good to see from Armenteros. What about in the bullpen? Wyatt Mills hasn't been great. Aaron Fletcher has been pretty solid. He's not walking anybody, which is good to see. Giving up a bit too many home runs, which I don't like to see. Delaplane, what about him? He's been solid, maybe. Zach Grotz. Another year of Zach Grotz. He's only got 6 innings. But another year of Zach Grotz being good in AAA. All these guys are just kind of getting bombarded, aside from Johan Ramirez, but I don't really want to call him up, considering we're sending down a guy who walks too many people. I don't want to just replace him with another guy who walks too many people. Penn Murphy. Do I have him on the 40-man? He's a guy who started... I'm thinking Penn Murphy is the move here. Is he on the 40-man? He's not, but we have room. Because Mekis is getting lit up. It's either Penn Murphy or it's Nestor Cortez. Oh no, Margevicius, how's he doing on his rehab? He's got 2 starts on his rehab, not great. Not good to see. But, yeah. Not great to see from Margevicius. He went to Ryder? That's a New Jersey college right there, folks. The old Ryder Broncos. So yeah, it's really either Cortez or Penn Murphy. Cortez already on the 40-man, obviously. We have spots open, though. I'm going to reward Penn Murphy. Penn Murphy is going to come up to the big leagues, take that bullpen spot, and then we are going to... I mean, technically... Because Long plays second, Leba could just be our backup. Yeah, we're just going to roll with this. We're going to have Smith as the backup outfielder, Leba the backup infielder. He can play all over. I mean, they'll play him at third, too. He can definitely play third if we really need him to. And then Murphy's the backup catcher, being garbage once again. Yeah, so that's the move there. And then we're going to call up Cortez. Cortez is going to be, or Margevicius. I think we're going to... yeah, we're just going to call Margevicius. Margevicius up from his rehab. He got 2 starts down there. That's fine. And bada bing, bada boom. That's what our Murphy and Margevicius back up in the bigs. Or Murphy for the first time. What number do they give Murphy? 87. Classic just called up to the major leagues number. You love to see that type of stuff. Okay, so Tyron Estrada has been claimed by San Francisco, Kansas City, and then Detroit. Probably going to end up going to Detroit. Look at this. Shenton just tearing the cover off the ball even more. And the thing about this guy is, even though he is tearing the cover off in AA, he's probably going to be a solid hitter, is the fact that he doesn't really have a position. Because he has an above-average arm, but he's not going to be able to even get to the balls or make consistent plays at third base. So he's really just a first baseman, which is not ideal, because that's the spot that we definitely don't need, and it's also not valuable to, like, trade. So Shenton, not the greatest. But you can't ignore that he's tearing the cover off the ball. I mean, he could possibly play like some left field. Be like a kind of decent left fielder. I mean, he's got 30 rating there now. But I mean, yeah, he's more of a DH than anything. I don't want to call him up quite yet. Like, what's Joe Rizzo doing at third base? Joe Rizzo is also hitting quite well at third base for our AAA team. How's Walton playing in AAA? He's been fine. He's been fine. What are the lineups looking like in AAA? Let me take a look at this. Keegan McGovern is absolutely tearing the cover. A 547 slugging percentage and 189 plate appearances. He's got 10 home runs, 11 doubles. Striking out a bit too much for my liking, but not the worst. He's a first baseman. You expect these guys to just hit home runs and slug, just slug and strike out. So yeah, Keegan McGovern hitting quite well. Cole Freeman, not really. Joe Rizzo is hitting quite well, and J.P. Crawford's been actually really solid in AAA. That's good to see. Definitely good to see from J.P. Crawford. I feel like I want to get him some time at second base in the minors so he can just be like a more versatile player. So we're going to do this. We're going to force him to play second base in the minors, give him some time there, and hopefully he picks up that position real quick, because he should be able to. He's a shortstop. There's no reason why he's not going to be able to pick up second base rather quickly. Bada bing, bada boom. Detroit just claimed Estrada. It's the draft. We're going to leave this off there, and we'll pick up the next episode right here.